Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Platinum Collection of December 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Force of Nature 2 Ghostkeeper Complete Edition, a survival sandbox RPG that blends exploration, crafting, farming, and combat into one ambitious package. You awaken in a mysterious world shaped by the shattered force of Nature Stone, tasked with restoring balance while carving out your own place in a procedurally generated land. Your journey begins simply, gathering wood, stone, and plants to craft tools, clothes, and food. Soon you expand into farming, animal taming, potion brewing, and building a full settlement. The sense of progression is satisfying, as each new system unlocks more depth. The day-night cycle and dynamic weather keep survival tense, while dungeons and bosses provide bursts of danger. You also have access to character customization and skill upgrades, letting you specialize in combat, gathering, or magic. However, the pacing is slow. Crafting chains grow grind-heavy, especially later in the game when refining materials takes time and micromanagement. Combat is serviceable but basic. Fights often boil down to kiting enemies, waiting on cooldowns, and healing slowly through food. While the variety of biomes and creatures adds flavor, you may wish combat carried more weight. Despite these flaws, the game shines in base building, resource management, and cooperative play. Sharing the experience with friends, gathering resources, and defending your camp gives the world longevity. It's less about fast action and more about building steadily piece by piece. If you enjoy survival games with deep crafting systems and a relaxed but demanding pace, Force of Nature 2 offers a rewarding adventure. The Complete Edition is a definitive package, including the base game and the Force of Nature 2 Collector's Pack. This collection is ideal if you want to explore the game's creation and immerse yourself further. You gain a massive 96-page digital art book featuring concept art for deep design insight into the development. The complete OST is also included, offering over 2.5 hours of varied musical scores and high-quality FLAC and MP3 formats for you. At number 2 we have Metal Thunder, a high-octane action roguelike where you command the legendary AC-130 gunship, blending intense aerial combat with a point-and-shoot strategy. You're tasked with engaging insurgents across ever-changing dynamic battlefields, where you must adapt your tactics to unpredictable enemy strategies and environmental conditions. The core of the experience lies in its well-implemented roguelite system. Every run is a relentless test of skill and endurance, offering new opportunities to customize your loadout and upgrade your arsenal with advanced weaponry, armor, and systems. You can dive in for a quick 10-minute game or get sucked into hours of grinding for powerful enhancements, making it an ideal choice if you love decimating things with really big guns. However, be warned that the game is in early access and has received mixed recent reviews. While many praise it as one of the best gunship-style games out there, and a solid turn part of your brain off and blow stuff up experience, critics point to balancing issues. You may encounter sharply escalating difficulty spikes, and feel that the game arbitrarily decides if you win or lose, rather than your strategy. Some feel that weapons lack impact, and the game can become super grindy, hitting a wall where upgrades don't keep pace. You should also prepare for potentially repetitive mission briefings with no skip option. You'll find a compelling and fun experience if you seek an action-packed tactical combat game with high replay value, but you should be prepared for the rough edges of an early access title, especially regarding balance and progression. At number 3 we have Asgard's Fall, Viking Survivors, a Norse survivors-like roguelite that throws you into an epic saga against hordes of creatures and the gods of Asgard. It is an action roguelike with a distinct art style that has been praised as an absolute gem, making it nigh on impossible to stop once you start playing, according to initial reviews. The game is built on deep meta progression and customization. You can choose from different heroes, like the Fierce Warrior or Agile Huntress, each of their own skill trees. Your hero's destiny is forged through the web of word, where you place powerful knots to enhance your strength. Furthermore, the War Paint system challenges you with inventory management, using runes to modify and amplify your character's abilities and strategy for each run. Despite the very positive overall reviews, this game is still in early access, and you should be aware of its current limitations. Some players find the early game brain off boring and easy, while maximum difficulty is often gated by frustrating RNG rolls and poor item balancing, leading to a slot machine feel. There are also reports of bugs, including a game-breaking bug related to the node screen, and general performance issues like program crashes and a slow update frequency. If you enjoy the bullet hell genre and deep Norse-themed customization, Asgard's Fall has a solid foundation with great potential. However, you might want to hold off until the developers refine the balancing and fix the reported technical issues to experience its full potential. At number 4 we have Crab God, a side-scrolling underwater strategy and simulation game where you guide an adorable colony of crablings through the deep sea on a sacred journey. As the guardian of the abyss, you're responsible for protecting your successor's egg and nurturing the growth of a thriving marine ecosystem. The gameplay is both relaxing and strategic. You command your crablings to gather food, build coral structures, worship your giant crab form for divine powers, and fend off ocean predators. Each crabling can be individually named and upgraded, adding personality and depth to your colony. You'll need to carefully manage food and resources to safely migrate through increasingly dangerous sea levels. Balancing growth, safety, and timing becomes a satisfying challenge. Visually, the game is vibrant and charming. From swaying coral reefs to lively fish, the ocean feels alive. The music is atmospheric, though the constant crab squeaks may wear on you. While there's partial controller support, mouse controls are more reliable, and the Steam Deck still needs optimization. What truly makes Crab God unique is its real-world conservation impact. Through a partnership with Dots.Echo, your progress in-game supports initiatives like saving baby turtles and removing ocean plastic. It is a unique and meaningful twist. You're not just playing, you're helping. Though some tasks grow repetitive and difficulty can spike, Crab God is a heartfelt, beautifully designed experience. If you enjoy strategic, cozy games and want to feel like your playtime makes a difference, this is one worth diving into. At number 5 we have Squirrel with a Gun, a 3D platformer sandbox game where you play as an armed squirrel, embracing an instantly bizarre and crazy premise reminiscent of titles like Untitled Goose Game and Goat Simulator. The game begins with a tutorial inside a secret lab, teaching you how to control your protagonist and, more importantly, how to pick up and fire a gun. Following the consumption of a mysterious acorn-shaped device, you're relentlessly hunted by Matrix-like agents in dark suits and sunglasses who will stop at nothing to take you down, even if it means shooting innocent civilians. Defeated enemies drop acorns, the currency used to buy weapons or remote control cars. Alternatively, you can earn acorns by letting town residents take pictures of you until they fall in love and drop a stash of nuts. As a squirrel, you can climb trees and flagpoles, but only with empty hands. Reaching the top of flagpoles is vital, as it reveals the location of special large golden acorns needed alongside regular acorns to unlock important items like a bomb suit, or just silly accessories like fake eyebrows. The visuals are quite good, and the squirrel is adorable, with customizable outfits displayed proudly on the title screen. The music ramps up during combat, culminating in an aggressive, high-energy heavy metal track for boss battles. Much of the gameplay involves exploring the small town and causing destruction. You can cause as much mayhem as you want. However, the game is very short, likely less than 5 hours, and can suffer from clipping issues. While seeing a squirrel with a shotgun never truly loses its appeal, the finishing moves grow repetitive due to a lack of animation variety. It is an over-the-top, ridiculous, and entertaining title for a short burst of fun, but don't expect a long adventure or a fleshed-out story. I mean, you are a squirrel holding a gun. At number 6 we have LONESTAR, a strategic roguelike spaceship deck builder where you assume the role of a bounty hunter, customizing your ship with weapons and modifiers to engage in turn-based 1v1 combat. The core gameplay loop is simple and engaging. You are dealt colored and numbered cards, blue, red, white, 1 to 10, that activate different effects in your ship's slots. Both you and your opponent queue up actions simultaneously, repeating until one ship is destroyed, capturing that classic roguelike sense of high stakes. While the fundamental combat mechanics are fun and surprising, the experience quickly burns out. You'll find the lack of a meaningful goal or worthwhile progression is the biggest issue. You can unlock dozens of pilots and 2 additional spaceships, but the pilots barely change the game, and the alternative ships are arguably worse than the starting one. The promised dopamine rush from unlocking new items is heavily lacking, as you'll achieve all significant upgrades within your first or second playthrough, around level 10. Furthermore, the game suffers from poor onboarding and balancing. The tutorial is confusing, leaving you uncertain about core mechanics like attack number differences. Upgrade descriptions are vague, and the severe difficulty jump between enemies makes experimentation nearly impossible, often causing battles to feel dependent on luck rather than strategy. LONESTAR has engaging gameplay, but the shallow loop, forgettable unlocks, and frustrating lack of polish leave you with a hollow experience that quickly runs out of steam. At number 7 we have Urban Jungle, a cozy, slow-paced mixture of two relaxing genres, satisfying organization and environmental placement puzzler. This open-ended nature is its greatest strength. The main goal is to generate points by placing plants in their optimal spot based on clear requirements like sun, shade, or proximity to water. You select 2 plants for each turn, and move them around the rotatable level, observing how their score changes as you check the spheres of influence. The design encourages you to focus less on scoring big and more on achieving the aesthetic you want. The game unfolds over several decades, subtly telling the story of a young woman who escapes corporate hell to open a plant business, using environmental cues reminiscent of unpacking. You earn money to purchase rare, high-scoring plants by completing various small tasks, such as unpacking boxes, tidying objects, or petting the cat. This money allows you to be even more creative and less worried about perfect optimal placement. Completing a level unlocks creative mode, giving you freedom to decorate without constraints. However, there is a significant niggle you must watch out for. Personal objects tied to tasks can sometimes glitch out and fall through the floor. Additionally, accidentally completing a task before it appears on the screen may not count, locking you out of a perfect level clearance and forcing you to restart. Despite these frustrating bugs, Urban Jungle provides a warm and wholesome experience. If you're ready to let go of score chasing and let your creative juices flow, you'll find this game a wonderfully relaxed puzzle. At number 8 we have Kujlevka, a narrative-driven adventure set in Russia in 1992. You take control of Valery Potikhonshenkov, a 65-year-old war veteran impaired by a spinal bullet. After a wish-granting UFO crashes into his house, it falls to him to establish relations between humanity and the extraterrestrial species. As a narrative game, you'll spend nearly all your time at a desk, listening to your 3 friends, Vasily, Stepan, and Klim, debate every matter, deciding how best to communicate with the aliens based on whose opinion you agree with. To communicate with the UFO, you use a TV to select 3 words from a pool, aiming for a desired outcome. A triangular interface lets you sway your words, affecting the likelihood of getting a critical event, successfully translating or receiving new words. However, the point of critical events and new words remains unclear, as normal events don't drastically affect the various endings you can unlock. Despite this, choosing the kind of translation you give the aliens is fun. You often get to decide whether to grant wishes or deliver an unfavorable outcome, giving you a fun, often absent sense of playing God. While the crucial decisions that affect the world's outcome are often focused on the final episodes, your choices unlock different endings for you to pursue. Your agency may not be as expansive as you might wish, but the story is funny and enjoyable all the same. The philosophical themes are omnipresent, yet the game doesn't forget to entertain with funny comments and interesting scenes. Although you will enjoy making decisions at the desk, your favorite parts will be Valerie's dream sequences with the entity, that one. These are the most gameplay-heavy segments and visually the strongest. Kujlevka is safely recommended if you're ready to sit back and let the story unfold with minimal gameplay segments. Considering its short, few-hour length, the slow pace isn't detrimental. This game is good, with a few negatives. At number 9 we have Escape from Mystwood Mansion, a captivating escape room adventure that immerses you in a charmingly mysterious manner, filled with clever puzzles and secrets. As a parcel delivery person who becomes accidentally trapped in the mansion, your goal is to solve puzzles to escape. The game divides the mansion into 5 main areas: the entrance, an office, the wine cellar, the indoor garden, and the library. An additional 6th area opens after completing optional challenges scattered throughout the mansion. The puzzles range from opening locks with keys or combinations to more inventive tasks like decoding Morse code from a lamp or adjusting a painting for a hidden message. This variety keeps the experience engaging and fresh. You will find the game's atmosphere inviting and relaxed, with no time limits or stressful sequences. The mansion is richly detailed, featuring elegant furnishings and a contemplative soundtrack that enhances the experience. The puzzles are well balanced, offering just the right level of challenge without becoming overly frustrating. A helpful hint system provides escalating clues to guide you if needed, ensuring you stay on track without getting stuck. One notable aspect is the achievement system, which hints at optional content and encourages exploration. Although the game lacks a free save option and relies on checkpoints, the overall design and attention to detail make up for this minor inconvenience. Escape from Mystwood Mansion is a delightful escape room game that will capture both fans of the genre and newcomers alike with its engaging puzzles and warm atmosphere. And number 10 we have Intravenous 2, a top-down stealth action game that challenges you to think before you shoot, or sneak. As Sean, a hitman with a moral code, you are thrust into a grim tactical world where every footstep, shadow, and sound matters. Whether you're cutting the power to a building or customizing a pistol for maximum silence, Intravenous 2 demands precision. Right from the start, the game lets you tweak difficulty settings that impact everything from AI intelligence to how loud you move. And the result is a tense, rewarding sandbox where stealth feels razor sharp and mistakes are brutally punished. The new weapon customization system is robust. Every attachment changes your approach, from speed and accuracy to noise levels. You're not just picking gear, you're planning a strategy. Levels are bigger, smarter, and more interactive. You'll crawl through vents, manipulate lights, and bait guards into traps. And when stealth fails, a throwing knife or burst fire Glock 20 make sure you're not left defenseless. Visually, the game's gritty pixel art style is more refined than ever, and the soundtrack, especially tracks like The Nightclub and Police Precinct, delivers pulse-pounding tension and cinematic flair. Dual protagonists, varied ammo types, and day-night missions add layers of depth and replayability. Intravenous 2 is not for the faint of heart, but if you crave deliberate immersive stealth, it's one of the sharpest tools in the genre. It respects your intelligence and rewards your patience. And in this world, patience is survival. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is a tough one. The FOMO is real because that one killer title is basically hostage, forcing you to wade through a bunch of filler games you don't even want. It is frustrating to just want that single banger, but the price to value ratio only hits if you consider the whole haul. Still, that one game might be worth the sunk cost if you're seriously dying to play it. It is a hard choice, but maybe a low tier grab is the play. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.